Hello everyone, I'm coming to you from my bed in New York City. They're milling the road outside, so I hope you can hear what I'm saying. They're always milling the road, and this is the only chance I have to do this video because I'll be at work from tonight until Sunday and never leave. So, and Secret Santa reveals on Sunday, so this is the only opportunity I have to make this before Secret Santa. And I really wanted to show off the work that we did for Secret Santa because I'm pretty proud of it. Before I do the Secret Santa thing, I'm going to start with some BGD updates. The first thing that I did over my luxurious 2 days off, because I work in theater, and when you work in theater, you only get 1 day off a week, which, you know, it's not exactly the best. You don't really get a lot done, or you do get a lot done, but you're exhausted. Having 1 day off a week is not ideal. So we had 2 days off over Christmas, which is amazing, except for now we have 3 two-show days in a row, which is not amazing. And when you're on a 3-hour show and you have a 5-hour show call, I mean, that's at least 10 hours of work, 3 days in a row, straight. Granted, I don't do three two-show days in a row because I'm not trying to get sick or injured. So I called out one of those days. I think it's a sick day. So, management, if you're watching this, I just outed myself. I should do. Anyway, I'm just going to show off Cameron here, who still does not have her wig, but it is in the mail. And it's been, it left Russia a few days ago, so it should pop up in this country soon enough. Here she is. She's super blown out. Now you can see her. So she's got beautiful little nips. It's her beautiful face. And I had already done the hands, but we all know how obsessed I am with these hands. There's the beautiful witchy hand. Here's her body. I feel like she's kind of blown out. And I didn't go super dark on it because you know how it goes. Every time I change her clothes, I'm just going to scratch off the fucking sealant. So I went like sort of light touched here. Just gave her a little bit of extra color. Actually, it's super blown out. I might have to go in and do more. So little booty or little legs. Those are feet. They're very cute. There's her feet. There we go. Let's see them. Well, let's see one of them. I'm not sure. I can't see anything without my glasses, and I take the glasses off, so there's not like a huge reflection in my face. So I'm not sure what you can see, unless I get really close, which is why I'm always like super close and like leaning in, which I feel like looks awkward later on, but listen, we're all doing the best we can. So that's Cameron and her beautiful body blush. I'm pretty happy with it. Got that done on one of my 2 days off, which I cleaned my house. I was able to have dinner with a friend. I washed my hair, which is an ordeal. I body blushed this girl, and I finished my Secret Santa project, which is like a record number of things for me on my time off because usually I don't get it. So that's Cameron. Ooh, that sound. I'm pretty happy with her. Might go in and bump up the blush a little bit because I feel like she gets blown out. She gets blown out anyway. She's just she's a white girl. Next, we've all seen this girl before, but I said I was going to show this dress in my next video. So here she is in the dress. It is falling off of her body just like I wanted, just like in the photo. She's got her little cigarette by Matchbox Designs. Cigarettes are a very important part of her character, so I'm very happy to have these. I went through cigarette after cigarette trying to find the right scale, and finally Libby at Wino and Dolly's had a nice quarter scale cigarette, and I was like, where'd you get that? It's not actually quarter scale, it's 1/4 scale, and I learned that from the set designer, so we all know it's true. 1/4 scale cigarette from Matchbox Designs, and yeah, Libby told me about those. I was pretty jazzed to find them. I got them. Now all my girls can have all the cigarettes they need. So here's her. Is her wig falling off? Probably, because it doesn't fit. Gotta work on that wig. Here's her cig. Here's her in the dress. She's back in her ducks. I'm happy with how it came out. It's pretty much what I envisioned, even though we all know that we couldn't see the photo. So it's too big, it's falling off, that's the way she dresses, she doesn't care, she has other things to think about. So that's Ellie in her dress. Now the main event for this video is my Secret Santa project. My Secret Santa, who hopefully isn't watching this, I think other people on my show might watch this, but I don't think that my Secret Santa does. And I might not post this until after. I don't know. I might post it today. I'm not sure. We'll see how the editing goes because I'm going to have to put editing into this. My Secret Santa is Mary Testa. And if you don't know who Mary Testa is, look her up. She's a Broadway actress. She's fantastic. She's like who I want to grow up to be. She's the type of woman who I want to be. She's just like a strong, like says what she means, will tell you to your face anything. She's always right. I mean, she just says what you're thinking. So Mary Testa is a queen, and I'm so happy to have her as my Secret Santa. Now, I don't know if you played Secret Santa before, but usually you get a sheet and it has information on it, and the sheet wasn't the best. Like, it didn't have a lot of questions on it, and it was sort of vague, and she wrote nothing on the sheet. She wrote some basic stuff like, I like this restaurant, I like to shop here, and I'm like, I'm not getting you basic gifts. So you go ahead and you buy her like the lottery tickets that she wanted, and I got her like a really cool, I should have brought the other thing, oh no, it's wrapped up at work, never mind. I got her a really cool dog tag for her dog, which I think she loved. I can't wait to find out more like when the reveal is, to like, because you know you can't, it's a secret. And I'm like pretty aggressive at playing Secret Santa. I love Secret Santa, it's my favorite time of year. Now, if you work in theater, you'll know that you don't get holidays. So Secret Santa is kind of it. So I go all out for Secret Santa, and I feel like even this year, like I was kind of lackluster in my Secret Santa, sorry Mary. I've been better in other years, but the questionnaire was hard and I was busy. So, lost my train of thought, as usual. Just la-di-da. I'm listening to the milling, and I get distracted. So, anyway, one of the two things written on her sheet, because there were literally two things written on it, was that, oh my god, the banging, was that, which she wrote, I am fabulous. Anything else you need to know? I am fabulous. Which is true. Like, there's no denying that Mary Testa is fabulous. She is fabulous. She's a fabulous woman. And I was like, okay, true. Now what can I do with that information? And I thought, well, there's only one thing to do, and it's to do a doll. So, me and Jason and his boys got together. Jason and I do the dolls. The boys, one of them is a writer, and one of them is a set designer. 1/4 scale. He's the one who told us. And we came up with this beautiful product. Now, she's a Barbie repaint. There's a reflection. I'll open it up, but I'm going to show you the package first. I am fabulous, Mary Testa. And the back, I am fabulous, and has all these great little things that he wrote on the back of the box. I'll read them out too, but I'm going to open the box first so you can see it better. So here's Mary Testa. She's obviously a Barbie repaint. Now, Barbie, especially the smiling Barbies, have very strong genetics. I tried so hard to make this doll look like Mary Testa, and I'll post a photo of her in the video so you can see what she looks like. I tried so hard to make her look like Mary Testa, and no matter what I did, this girl still looked like a Barbie. I couldn't get the eyes set close enough. I tried to change the shape of the nose, which, I didn't do the best job. I've had better results on noses in the past, and that smiling mouth and those square lips, they're like a ghost. They're a ghost coming through the rounded shape of mouth that I tried to make. Now, it's not so bad to be a Barbie. Barbies are cute. Like, why wouldn't you want to be a Barbie? I just wanted it to look like more like Mary Testa, but she's Barbie Mary. I went through a lot of trials and tribulations with her. There's her whole body. She's a cute, curvy, made to move. She's got some little black shoes that I painted that you can't see because of the light. And she's in this box that has, in the background, it's Times Square with all of the shows that she was in. You can kind of see them ghosting behind her. I'm going to talk about the trials and tribulations, and then we'll go through the box a little bit more. Trials and tribulations. So, I've been a little stressed out about it. It's taken me a large chunk of time, which is why I haven't done anything with my dolls, really. The first struggle was the wig. As I've mentioned before, I'm not a wig maker, and she has this beautiful curly head of hair. Here's her in the back of the box. Gorgeous, gorgeous hair. Such gorgeous hair. It's a beautiful color. It's like amazing hair. In fact, one of the quotes says, "May I test his hair, beat Bernadette Peters' hair in a wrestling match," which is true because her hair is amazing. Okay? And so I tried rooting her, which I like rooting because it's like a mundane activity that I can do in front of the TV when I get home and I don't have to think. So I started rooting her, and the texture of the hair like wasn't working with rooting. So I tore it out and I said, fine, I thought this was gonna happen, I'll make a wig. Y'all know I'm not good at making wigs. I struggled so bad making that wig. It was, it's a hot glue wig, obviously, because I was too lazy to make a real one. It wasn't even that I was too lazy to make a real one, I just don't have time to sit around and wait for glue to dry because there's just so many things that I needed to do. So I make this hot glue wig, and then the part comes, and I can't do parts. And so I slit the wig and opened it up and put hair underneath to make the part, and it was too thick, and the wig, which it still does, sits too high on her head, and it doesn't fit properly. So I'm like, okay, I just need to flatten this out. So I made some regular glue wefts, which were a little bit flatter, because, you know, like, Mod Podge dries flatter than hot glue gun. That's why people use Mod Podge and not hot glue to make wigs. So I used the Mod Podge wefts, and what I did just like...
By the way, you can now ask another question without having to first say, Alexa, enable this feature by saying, turn on follow-up mode.
Alexa just decided she wanted to speak to me for no reason. Cool. I don't know if you could hear it over the milling, or if you can even hear my voice over the milling. So we'll see. We'll see. So I make the Mod Podge wefts. I do them just the turnover method, but I put a little underneath to cover the ugly glue, the hot glue wig cap that you can see. And it's flatter, but it's not sitting right on her head, and it's kind of bulging on the sides because I slid it, which always happens with the slid wigs. I can't figure out, and I feel like this is a problem generally speaking, where if you slit the wig, you never get the fit right again. So that's why I try and do the turnover method when I can, but I'm just not that good at it, you guys. I have a proper wig coming in from somebody who knows how to make wigs, so I'm hoping by looking at that, I can get like a better method going. So I do that, and it's a little bit flatter, but it still doesn't quite fit right, so I just take the wig off and I set it down, hoping it'll sort of shrink up a little bit, because, you know, glue does tend to shrink up if it's not on something. Like, it'll just seize up a little bit. So I took it off of her and just, like, left it to the side. Then I moved on to the clothes. She's a curvy Barbie, and I don't specifically have any patterns for a curvy Barbie. So I was like, what do I have around the house? And I'm going through all of my stuff, and I've got a vintage Barbie dream house sitting up there, and I'm like, what's in the vintage Barbie dream house? Because it's like the only clothes in my apartment that I can't just see, because it's like tucked away. So I opened up my Barbie dream house, and I find a dress in there. I'm like, ooh, this is a perfect dress. This little green dress. I should have brought it out, but I didn't. It's the one she's wearing, sort of. I'll show you again. So I pull out the green dress, and I'm like, it's probably not going to fit her, because was a pattern for a vintage Barbie, and they're shaped very differently than modern Barbies, and they're definitely shaped differently from curvy modern Barbies. So I just kind of like pull it out, and I opened it up a little bit, and I put it on her, and it was really tight in the hips, and it didn't really fit, but the top fit fine. It may be a little baggy, and so I was like, great, I can work with this pattern. So I get the pattern out, and I extend the skirt to accommodate her hips, and I sew it up, and I put it on her. It doesn't fit anywhere. And Jason had made that dress early on in our sewing our sewing adventures and dolls. So I'm not sure what he did, and he said he's not sure what he did, but the dress didn't fit her at all. It looked crazy. The bodice was really long-waisted. It's probably because vintage or just like older Barbies have that very pointy boob, and so they're sort of long-waisted, and this girl's sort of short-waisted and she's got a very small boob. So the whole top was enormous, which I wasn't expecting. I don't remember what I did to that pattern, but I added just tiny amounts. But it didn't, the fit was so off that I was like, whatever I did to this didn't cause this problem. The pattern doesn't work for this doll, and for some reason that dress did fit the doll. So I freaked out. I'm like running out of time. I'm at work constantly, and I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck am I gonna do? So I come home at like 12 o'clock at night, because that's when I get home from work, and I just start cutting the dress. I'm marking and cutting and marking and cutting, and I come up with a new bodice pattern, and I just take the skirt and extend it more, because the skirt was too small somehow, still, even though I added like a ½ inch to it. I don't know what happened. So I'm, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I have to be back at work at the crack of fucking dawn the next day. And I'm like, I just have to sew this dress. So I'm like panicked. It's like become not fun. And so the next day I go into work and I sew up the dress. And it fits. It's not the best fit. It's just a little loose still in the bodice. And the skirt fits fine. The skirt fits good. So I fixed the skirt half of the pattern. And the bodice is still a little big. It needs to come in the darts. And the original pattern had facings, but I didn't feel like making facings, so I just built a full lining. So I cut 2 of the bodice and just sewed them together, which I probably could have fixed the garment had I not done that. So it's just hard to tell when things aren't together whether they're gonna fit or not. So she's wearing a dress. I'm happy with the dress. I wish it fit a little better, but it looks good on her. The next trial and tribulation, of course, was the face, where I tried, but Barbie's strong genetics just keep pushing on through, and she looks like a Barbie with Mary Testa's features, which isn't a bad thing. I just wanted to look more like Mary. That's not as upsetting to me as the dress was. And then, finally, the jacket, which was another trial and tribulation. I wanted, because she wears a lot of, like, cool, like, drapey garments, because she's, like, a cool lady, and she's, like, very fashionable. And so I tried to build, which I did. It would have worked fine on a larger sized doll. I tried to build one of those really drapey cardigans, essentially. And what happened is because she's so small, the fabric didn't drape, and it just looked like a big, bulky square. So I ended up changing that also, but that wasn't as bad. The dress was like the real main drama of the situation. But anyway, she's beautiful. I'm very happy with her in the end. Here's the dress. I don't know, I'm struggling. Obviously, everything's a struggle. It looks good on her, like, no doubt. It's a pretty dress, it fits her nice. I would just wish it was a little tighter in the hip. And here's the jacket, which was supposed to be drapier, but we ended up having to change that too. Jason made her, like, a cool, like, sparkle necklace. All of these things say fabulousness, because that's what she is. I am fabulous, Mary Testa. And so that's how she came out, and I am happy with her, and I hope that she loves her. Mary Testa. On the back of the box, she's Mary Testa, 3-time Tony Award nominee. Mary Testa is a splendid, wily, authoritative, English number 1, authoritative Aunt Eller. New York Times. Mary Testa is Anastasia, the lost star. English number 1. Thank you, Nerdy Crafter. Sarina. Mary Testa invented the Post-it. Mary Testa's hair beat Bernadette Peters' hair in a wrestling match. Mary Testa has that BDE, which she does. Big dick energy. Mary Testa is flame retardant, waterproof, could survive a nuclear blast of 52 megatons. Mary Testa will call you a fucking bitch to your back and to your face. Mary Testa knows why the caged bird screams. So those are all of our little Mary Testa quotes, and there's her sweet little face. I just love her so much, and I'm very excited to give her this doll. So, I'll obviously, like, update you on, like, how it went, but, I mean, the boys who helped out with the box want me to video it, but I don't know how awkward that's gonna be, so I guess we'll see. If there's good footage, I'll post it. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. Just a lot of Secret Santa trials and tribulations. I'm happy with the end result. I think the box is the best part, which is, of course, the part I didn't make. But as a package, I think it's great. And I love it. And I can't wait to give it to her. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So I hope everybody had a happy Christmas. I hope you enjoyed your families and your friends. I hope you have a great New Year's. And if I don't see you before then, which I probably won't because I'll be busy, you know, enjoy the rest of the year. All right, have a great day, everyone. Bye.